This mug probably wasn't modeled after me, right? Probably. For today's Wildlife Wild Fact, we are talking about pangolins. Pangolins are regarded as one of the most widely trafficked animals in the world. They are used for their meat, which is highly regarded in countries like China and Vietnam, and their scales are used in different medicines and folk remedies. For more about these incredible prehensile tail creatures, check out the links in the description below. Alright guys, today we are talking about LeetCode number 3, called Longest Substring Without Repeating Characters. It is going to be our very first medium problem on the channel. Let's get to it. Given a string S, find the length of the longest substring without repeating characters. So that is, we have to find the longest string within the string that they give us that does not have any repeating characters. Let's look at the first example. They give us a string that is ABC, ABC, BB. So just by looking at this string, we can tell that the longest substring inside of it without repeating characters is of length 3, and that is ABC. If we look at the second string, they give us a string that is comprised of only the letter B. Therefore, the longest substring is going to be of length 1, just a single B. In the third example, the longest substring is also of length 3, and that is WKE or KEW. Either way, the length of the longest substring is 3. Finally, they give us a pretty nice edge case right there in example 4, which is, what if they give us just an empty string? Well, then we know that the longest substring without repeating characters, or the longest substring of any length for that matter, is 0. So if we go right to the coding, I'm going to start off with that edge case that they gave us. And I'm going to say, if s.length is equal to 0, then return 0. You could also say if not s.length, or if s is equal to an empty string. Any one of those will do the trick here. Next, I'm going to start the problem off by initializing 4 different variables. The first thing I'm going to do is create a new set, which is going to store a list of unique variables for us of characters from the string. And I'm going to set an I to 0 and j to 0 as well. And finally, I'm going to set a variable called max length, and that's going to be equal to 0, and that will change as we go. That will be how we keep track of the longest length of our unique character substring. This is going to be a sliding window problem. I'm going to use a while loop while j is less than s.length. Let's begin. First thing I'm going to do is check if the set does not have s at j. What I want to do is add that character to the set. So set.add s at j, and I want to increment j. If the set does already have the character, so just an else here, we can remove that character from the set with a set.delete. Except we're not going to delete that character, but we are going to delete the character at index I, and we want to increment I. Once we do all of this every single time, what we want to do is check the max length against the size of the set. So I'm going to do a math.max between max length and the set size, which is just set.size. That's actually all there is to it. At the very end, we will return max length, and we run the code, and there we go. We get the right answer, and I submit, Bada bing, bada boom. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That is longest substring without repeating characters. Why don't we go through an example now, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. So I'm going to take this third example, I'm going to put it right here, and here we go. We instantly hit our while loop while j is less than s.length. Does the set have s at j? Well, j is 0, and s at 0 is p. Does the set have a p in it? No, not yet. So we're going to add p to the set, and we increment j. So j is now 1. Now we check, is the max length greater than the set.size? No, it's not. So max length becomes 1, which is the set size. And we go again. Does the set have s at 1? Well, s at 1 is w, and w is not in our set yet, so we add w to the set, and we increment j again. Now j is 2. Here's where it gets interesting. After we check that max.length is greater than set.size, we find that it's not, of course. Set.size is 2, so max length becomes 2. And once we go again, we see that the set does actually have s at 2, because s at 2 is w. So what happens? Instead, we delete from the set whatever s at I is. Well, s at 0 is p, so we remove p from the set, and we increment I. I is now 1, and we go again. Does the set have s at 2? It does, because we didn't change j yet. So, since we have this w in the set, what we want to do is delete s at 1 from the set. Well, s at 1 is w, so we're actually going to remove that w from the set altogether. And now our set size is 0, so max length is still not changing, but we do increment I, and we go again. Now, does the set have s at 2? Well, we removed all of our w's, so it does not, and we can add that w back into the set. And we increment j. Now j is 3, and we check. Is 1, which is the set size, greater than 2, which is max length? It's not, and max length stays the same. Going back through the while loop, we check. Does this set have s at 3? It does not. So we add a k to the set, and we increment j. Now j is 4, and we say that the max length 2 is not greater than the set size of 2, so max length remains 2. Going back through again, does the set have s at 4? Well, s at 4 is e. It does not. So we add e to the set, and we increment j, and j becomes 5. And we compare math.max between max length, which is 2, and set.size, which is now 3. So max length becomes 3. And we go again. Does the set have s at j? Well, s at 5 is this w here. It does. So instead, we are going to delete the w from the set and increment I. Now I is 3. We do our comparison again. Max.length, which is 3, and set.size, which is now 2, and max.length stays the same. Does the set have s at j? S at j is w, and actually, no, we just took it out. So it's not in the set, and we increment j. Now j is 6, and we do our comparison between max length, which is 3, and set.size, which is also 3, and max length stays at 3. But now that j is 6, we can break out of this while loop and go ahead and just return 3. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's all there is to it for this medium level LeetCode problem. Longest substring without repeating characters. If you liked the video, please smash the like button and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you like the wildlife wild fact or you just like pangolins, please tell me that in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.